This is a new one. The first 3 weeks now. I lost against the Bengals. Rough season for the Buffalo. Um, so, and I beat the Patriots, but that's because I had to take it down a notch. And you can see what's going on there. I mean, you could tell it was close. Well, my kind of close. Um, they beat me in passing yards, but you see, in rushing, I had to ground pound. There is no way to beat them otherwise. Um, I'm going to try and play this season so I can start the draft on Thursday. So I will have everything going on all day today. Um, but I don't see Buffalo being in the playoffs, especially the way I play. I suck. So this will be a quick, game, and then next year I'm going to look to beef up my line. Unless you tell me no to look at something else or anything in comments, I will look at other things, but I am more after beefing up my line on the offense so that they can protect Allen. I think Allen would be a good franchise quarterback from Wyoming. I think I can franchise tag him. Yeah, he got hurt. Just don't have the line to protect him. But yeah, I prefer a two quarterback system. This three quarterback is not the way I want to go. So let's hope I can win this. And then I have another franchise that I will also be playing on here. It's going to take longer with a bunch of good guys that I'm playing with. And they got it cranked up on all Madden. It's going to be a tough games for me, but hey, I'm going to have fun doing it. So you will hear me from time to time to turn off my mic. It's because I'm trying to stay focused on what I need to do, or I'm dealing with my mutt. And I will have it muted for most of the game so I can stay focused and you don't have to hear me cuss.
The Music City Miracle 20 years later. It's the coach. This is week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, the NFL 100 Game of the Week. A rematch from that.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. It's Matt Barkley.
One of the most coveted players coming out of high school, became an instant starter at USC and became a 4-year guy there and set just about every passing record on their campus. Now trying to find his niche in the NFL. Well-schooled in the pro passing game. Let's see if it translates for him going forward.
This is McCoy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. McCoy, 5th season with the Bills after those 6 in Philadelphia. And remember, he had 4 of 5 years as a 1,000-yard rusher, but then last season really dipped down, just above 500 yards, only 3 touchdowns. Of course, watch the age as well. They did turn 31 back in July. And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, You got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. On 1st and 10, Barkley almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tyler Kroft, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
It's never any fun, Brandon, when you're the defensive team and the first drive of the game, you give up a touchdown. The key is not to get down. Make those adjustments and come back for your next series with the intent of shutting them down.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Titans under second-year head coach Mike Vrabel. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Out of Oregon, it's Marcus Mariota.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup.
Now a first down carry here from McCoy. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
On 2nd down, it's McCoy. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. They run. It's Gore. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Frank Gore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with a Frank Gore touchdown run. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Now this will go for 5 up to the 33.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 8. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Now Barkley. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line. And here comes...
So I was trying to...
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now they'll try and run the sweep to McCoy. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So after the run by McCoy, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's got this down to the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Tell you what, you need the tough yards. You can still turn to the 36-year-old Frank Gore, now in his 15th season in the league. 10 in San Francisco, the 3 in Indy, quick stop in Miami, and now in Buffalo, and still making it happen. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The yardage numbers for him just keep piling up for his career. He's now toppled, Charles, the 11,000-yard mark.
And just think about that. For most NFL running backs in their career, it feels like if they get to 1,000 yards, they've had a nice little run. He's over 11,000 yards, probably beyond his wildest dreams.
On 2nd down now, it's McCoy. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guys trying to block him and gets underneath them and goes up and down the line of scrimmage to make those types of plays.
And kept him to a short run play there. He's got Gore. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Come on, set. 60 or. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Let's go.
Throwing on 1st down. Barkley. And this one caught by Beasley. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Here we go.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Open man is Kroon, the tight end. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. McCoy, the lone man in the backfield on 2nd and goal. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The quick slant caught. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
They'll run on 1st down. McCoy. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon.
We now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A reminder about Sunday night football.
Yeah, and they're just giving it to me.
You ready? 55. Check 55. Mike. Watch the run. They're running it. Let's go.
They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Down. 8, read. Hey, high 7. 5.
LaShawn McCoy, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They have been...
They're missing field goals.
Ready. Mike 5-4. I got him. Now.
On first down, it's McCoy. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On third down, here's McCoy, shedding the tackle. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, it's Gore. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Here we go, G, get up. Get it.
Here's Barkley. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and their lead will swell up to 28. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
They left 6 points out on the field today so far.
Go! 60 yards. Stay with your man. Hit it.
They'll run on first down. It's McCoy. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Looking to throw. Barkley. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe...
Let's go now. 90 Wolf. 54 Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Let's go.
On 1st down, Barkley. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jarrell Casey. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride when they go into...
And he's going to go down again. Cameron Wake with a little wake-up call as he gets in there for the sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Barkley and the grab by Croft. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys.
On 1st and 10, Barkley. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Barkley. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. And obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. The Bills on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Barkley, he finds McCoy. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Yeah, he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
The Bills on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
Here we go. 30 base. 59, Mike to 59. Let's go, baby.
We'll go with a keeper, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Titan.
It's 60 or. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
On first down, it's McCoy. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Switch.
They'll go again to McCoy.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On third down, McCoy. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Buffalo, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL. This is the development trait. Superstar and Superstar X Factor players will. This is the abilities tab. Here you can see what ability.
Now you're asking why am I not, going with some stuff because I want to have a balanced defense. One skill point available. See, like Taron Johnson, I want him balanced because then I can stick him out on an island with a receiver and not have to worry about is he going to lock him down.
This player's development trait is hidden. Put this player in your lineup and evaluate him on.
Yes, I cheated. Well, there goes another running back. With no offensive line to block. No offensive line to block whatsoever. I'm going to see if it gets me into the playoffs, which would be the hardest thing to do after an 0-3 start. we go playoff bound, I'll lose in the wild card.
You have a big decision here to make about one of your players. Your player is now ready to play, but is not 100%. There is a high chance of re-injury if you play him. It's your decision.
And this is where it's at, wild card. Wonderful. Means my season is done. Don't have to worry about Sean McDermott or whatever his name is. His contract's up next year. His is up in 2023. And his is up now. Now comes the draft. And I can be back up to 71. Yeah, he's old, but I'll take it. But I'd rather have Jermaine Eifert, or Epity, Epity or whatever, because it would beat him out. Not interested. That was worse. Well, put in who I could. Good. Now, oh boy. I guess I got more problems than what I expected. I thought I was good on my halfbacks. I am not. I did beef up my line for this next year. 84 and 80. I need a center, left guard. So left guard, center. What about my right guard? Need a right guard. And a right tackle. Soon to the draft. Five offensive linemen, two running backs.
Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spend scouting comes down to this. Start the draft whenever you're ready.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.
So someone went and got my half back.
The Bears are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock.
And there is my draft picks. Allen is still injured. He's my main QB. Hey, it's a work in progress with my backups right now. I get that. I think I did very well. So